Hey guys, it's Arlen of Awakenspanda, and I'm coming on real quick today to just talk to you guys a little bit about vibratory energetics. If you're familiar with me, I talk a lot about vibratory energetics for very good reason, because it is really the fundamental aspect of our being, and this is stemming from the law of vibration. That in fact everything that is matter is in constant vibration, constant movement. Energy is in constant movement, constant energy. So our bodies, ourselves, every piece of our body is in constant vibration. So our vibratory energetics is what are the makeup of our energetic signature. So with that said, what I'm here to help you do is to help you get those things in check and balance, to get them in the place they need to be, right, and to a more neutral, still point. We're always going to be fluctuating a little bit in our energetics, always. It's never ceases really, but we can remain more or less in a more consistent frequency by taking time to focus on our vibratory energetics. Now, our vibratory energetics consist of all the things we consume. So, all the things we consume through all of our senses. So, through our mouth, first and foremost, the way we eat, what we're drinking, all of those things, what we're putting into our body through our mouth, right? This is a big one, and this actually will have more effect on consciousness than anything. This is a number one fundamental, right? As we are in these bodies, in these ships, so important that we are getting proper nutrition, that first and foremost we're drinking the kinds of water that we need to be drinking. We live in a culture that is, as you know, we're infiltrated on a regular basis with artificial, just the air, the pollutants, right? No telling what they're spraying out there too, right? Also our water, our whole educational system itself. We've been taught to run to the pharmacy for everything. We've been taught just really false ways. We've been taught in a way that's disconnected us from the sacred. It's disconnected us from our true nature, from our life force, from the very energy that gives this body we have life, right? We've neglected to acknowledge that. And so here we are, 2020, coming back around to understand our vibratory energetics. So important. And so this is what we're here to do. And so like I said, water would be number one. And I'm going to go ahead and just tell you right now, like if you can get a good filtration system, I would highly recommend that. If you can, first and foremost, get spring water, of course. If you can get fresh, natural water, but that's very rare these days. Either way, you can filtration system. You can also, if you do get water, buy water, go get water from places, distilled water. I recommend distilled water, but some people have different opinions. Either way, that's what I do a lot of. And I mineralize. You can mineralize your water yourself. You can get trace minerals. You can use salt. You can use also, you can use fruits, all kinds of things of that nature. So that's something to look into. First and foremost, our bodies are 70% water. It's so important that we're getting proper intake of water. First and foremost, these things do affect your consciousness, your conscious state of being. It affects your life force more than we've really known. So there's that. Water. Food. You want to be eating high frequency food, high frequency diets. You want to learn how to trust yourself and what you should be eating. You get this by cleaning house. If you drink alcohol, if you smoke a lot of weed, if you're doing a lot of things that are, causing altered states, whatnot, you may want to take some time, take a break, sober up, so you can really tune in to how food is making you feel when you eat it. What are you drawn to? Because your intuition, your soul is always showing you things. Like sometimes you'll just crave things. Sometimes the cravings are old habits, number one to notice. And sometimes cravings are something that needs to be answered. For me, I get like fruit cravings sometimes. And it's like pineapple. And I'm like, and so I go get pineapple. We have to learn how to, but the more we tune in, the more we become aware and we can begin to listen to ourselves. What is our body feeling? What are you drawn to at the store? Things that are going to have like labels that have a lot of ingredients in it, you probably want to just go ahead and forget about that. You want to eat more raw. You want to eat things that are like don't have a lot of like ingredients and things, and if you can't read it, don't even look at it. You want to begin to eat pure. These are ways you're going to get more into. You're going to raise that frequency. You're going to be able to clean out the system. Your vibratory energetics the main root is what you're putting into your ship. What are you putting into this body? It's going to affect everything, all the makeup, all the organs, all the tissues, all the DNA, all the cells, all of it. So think about that more or less when you're getting ready to put something in your mouth. It's like, is that what I want to be like? Because you're gonna be in that frequency of what you're putting in your mouth. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what you put in, that's what you're aligning yourself with. So you want to make sure you're aligning yourself with things that feel good, feel right. And I'm not saying go out and beat yourself up if you decide to eat a cookie or something. I'm not saying that at all. But these are things that consist of our vibratory energetics, plain and simple. So, and then there's like, okay, so we'll go to nose. So then there's a nose. What are you smelling on a regular basis? We're infiltrated a lot through what we smell, chemicals, just gas. Whatever we could be breathing in that's coming out of the air, that in itself can be an infiltration. So things you can do to like raise your vibration in this sense is like get what do you call a diffuser. Start looking into some oils, some essential oils. Actually, I have some good friends that sell some oils. A lot of people out there are, but make sure they're clean. They're not made with like alcohol and like mixed with artificial things. You want everything to be in a more pure essence. Even with vitamins, you do not want. I always tell people stay away from the synthetic vitamins. It's really just one step down from pharmaceuticals. Let's be real. It's just breaking things apart. And it's separating the whole. You want whole food supplements. Whole food supplements. Make sure the bottle says that, because that way your body's better able to process. Because we're whole beings. We need whole foods. We live in this culture where everything's broken up, separated out, and it has a lot to do with consciousness as well. And this is why we want to get our vibratory energetics in a more coherent place, so that we can begin to see these things manifest on the outside in our current reality in life, right? In essence, governments and things like that of that nature. That's our responsibility here. That's our responsibility, is our own vibratory energetics. Taking care of ourselves, learning. We're having to unlearn all the shit we've been taught. I'm big on this. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I was drawn into holistics. And so I have a lot of insight and a lot of knowledge, and I know what it's like to pull the plug, be unplugged. And that's what we're being called to do right now, is unplug. So getting your own self in check, being responsible for what you're doing with your body and your mind, this house that you have. So that's an idea for nose. Now, the next thing would be like ears. What kind of sounds are you hearing? What are you bringing into your conscious space? What are you bringing into your mind space through your ears? When you think about music, right? So what kind of music have you been listening to? What kind of lyrics and words? They all hold frequency. They all hold vibration. So what are you putting in consciously into through your ears? What are you hearing on a regular basis? Is it positive? Is it uplifting? Is it in the highest vibration? Is it matching the energy that you want to be made of? Is it the energy that you want to be vibrating at? Right? So those are things to think about. Maybe it's time to detox from some music that hasn't been so uplifting. And maybe I remember when I was going through this, I've gone through several times in life, but sometimes things we'll like a beat to something, if anything, or it's like, I was big on, I love beats, but like sometimes the lyrics that you hear about over those beats, it's like, it's kind of cringy, and it kind of doesn't match anything that I'm about, I could say, I mean, there's all kinds of times I've listened to things, especially, like some of the rap music I used to listen to a lot. I'm like, dear God, this is like so degrading and awful and not aligned with the woman that I am. But I was listening to it because I like the beats and it was just fun. But sometimes it's time to clear those things out, make way for new. So what you're hearing, and obviously I do sound. So sound, it's not just what you hear. Sound is so much bigger though than just the what you're consuming through your ears, because you consume sound through your skin. You assume you what is the word I just used? Oh my God. You I just had a blank. Anyway, you absorb sound not just through your ears, you take it in everywhere. That's an all around, and that's I'll save that for later. But yeah, like what are you listening to is more important. What kind of words? You can notice that through people you're around, places you're going to. Like, what are you hearing on a regular basis? These kind of things are affecting your vibratory energetics. That's why they say, it's always like you are who you hang out with, that kind of thing. Like it always, because or a bad apple, a rotten apple cause a whole bunch to be rotten. It really is. It's in essence, you are aligning yourself with that energy signature, that frequency. So if it's something, there's some things around you you're not really vibing, it's best to just vibe away from them, and start vibing towards the things that you want to be like, you want to align with, whatever that might be for you. So sound, yeah, and soundscaping, ways you can do that is also just in your house. You can just soundscape your house. I lived in a house before I was here where I was right on a main road, and that was just insane. I mean, I learned how to tune it out, and I also, I do sound, so I could counter it a lot, but at the same time I knew, I was like, this has to be affecting my energetic signature in some way. And so I got out of there, and now I'm living more in nature, which is where I want to be. I think that's if you want to really get your vibration up, get in nature. That's a given. Get out in the sacred, connect with Mother Earth. Go get out in the elements, go camping, go to a waterfall. Hear the sounds of nature, hear the birds, hear the water running, hear the wind blowing, feel it on your skin. And these are all things these are essential to raise your vibration and to get your vibratory energetics in their most natural, neutral place, right? So your eyes, okay, eyes. When we go to eyes, what are we looking at all the time? What are we seeing all the time? And we can get in, I mean, this could be anything from what do you like around your house. Say, I put flowers around my house. I have things I love in my house, things I think are beautiful. Like right when I wake up, I have this painting of flowers. It's just vibrant flowers. Flowers are such a high vibe. But when I wake up, that's the first thing I see. Do things like this for yourself around your house, things that you can look at. These are things even when you're like feeling out of sorts, you could look at. If you can't go outside, you're in an apartment or something like that, at least create a space that's like sacred, a place that's just beautiful. Things like that. Now the eyes this is huge when it comes to that subconscious programming. Now all of these things, what goes in our ears, what goes in our eyes, our nose, all of it, all these energetics affect our brain, right? And so programming through our eyeballs can happen on a regular basis, and it has happened since we were children. What children are shown as children, that's why it's so crucial to let our kids be kids. Don't force them to grow up early and have to see things that they don't need to be seeing, and sex is one of them. That this it's something that we need to let them imagine. Their first 7 years is when that's when they're most imagined. They're like living in theta state, which is what I'm in essence bringing you back to, so that we can get, when I'm doing sound, that's what in essence where we're trying to get there, right? So we can recreate. So this is their creative space. Now, if a child's being traumatized, I mean, think about that. That's what stays with us, and then we act as adults out of that place. So important that what we're seeing, what are we watching? What movies are we watching? And you got to break it down, start thinking about these, like, what is the movie about? What's the storyline? What's in it? You know, these are important things. Also, it's fine. My light went out. It's totally okay. Yeah. So what you're looking at, what you're visualizing, what you're seeing. This is why, another reason why visualization and meditation is important, because we can create from this space. Now, excuse me. Okay, we're back. All right, so what you're consuming through your eyeballs. Now, this is also, I'm going to go ahead and go into this, news, media, all that stuff. It's all programming, right? I want to see us, okay, think about the fact that they're projecting to us what we are. I say this all the time, but if you think in the essence of like them being stars, we call people on Hollywood all this stars, right? Well, are they the real stars? Are they the real light? Are they who we should be following? You know, in the ancient days, the stars were what people looked to for like archetypes and like understanding and knowledge, right? But the knowledge is all itself. It's really a reflection of self. I want to see us be drawn to the right people, places, and things. Because when you're drawn, that's why we call, like, when I call my sis, we call, like, as sisters, sometimes we'll say sis stars. Because there are stars, right? If we love them and, like, we are reflections of each other, we learn from them, right? We learn from each other. We don't need to learn from these people on the movies and these storylines they're giving us, right? We don't need to go to news to have them tell us who we are, what we're doing, how separate we are, and all this stuff, and then buy into it and play it back for them, right? This is, you gotta start understanding the subconscious mind and how we've been programmed since we were children, all of us, and we're all in this place where it's time to deprogram, and it's perfect because this is what I've been doing. This is why I'm here doing what I'm doing right now. I mean, it's it. Some of us were just here to do this. And so that's a big part of vibratory energetics too. So think about that before you go watch a movie, or before you like go somewhere where you're going to be seeing some violence, or you're going to be seeing some BS that you know it's like it doesn't align with your frequencies. That align. If something doesn't feel right, don't go, don't do it, don't look, you don't have to be part of that. You tell the world who you are, like I always say. They don't tell you, you tell it. So remember that when you're seeing things, you're like, I'm not feeling this well, then vibrate away. As you become more stable in your signature, you will be able to attract in the things that you are in vibration with, and it will happen, and it'll be absolutely incredible. Trust me when I say that. So eyes, get out in nature. Connect with Mother Earth. Then you also have your skin, what you're absorbing through your skin. Touch. I always advise getting massage. I'm a massage therapist. I've been a therapist for almost 20 years now. It's important to be touched. It does not in a sexual way. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be intimate like that. It just something. I just going to the chiropractor. I mean, that to me is like. Just learn to connect more, hug a person, hug your friend, you don't have to hug somebody you don't like or don't want to, or, I'm not saying go touch people you want to touch or have touch you, but I'm saying learning to connect, babies and mothers, that's one of the things, like that it's skin to skin contact right after, when the baby's born, you put them on the belly, it's that contact. Is share exchange of energy. It's very important, so important, and don't neglect it. Highly valuable. So anyway, the goal here is to, in essence, bring you to your truest energetic signature. Breathing, breath is huge in releasing. You'd be surprised how many like traumas and excess, like breaking up energy you can do through breath work. Breath work is incredible. So these are all things that make up vibratory energetics, and it'll affect your entire energetic signature. these are all things that start in the root as well. I always talk about the first, I always say the first energy center. I guess you can equivalent that to the root, or root and the sacral, all that, really all the lower ones. The lower energy centers, all the things that connect you to your more primal being, your more fundamental being, because that's what your vibratory energetics consist of. And when you get these things also in a more neutral place, in a more harmonized place, like I said, it's always going to be fluctuating, a little bit. It's never just, oh, we're just perfect. Oh, I'm balanced now, I'm done. No, it's constant. Every day's different, right? Everything's always going to be different. Different things happen, different things, it's just life. And it shouldn't be just all the same all the time. This is where you find your unique self. This is your power. But also, what I wanted to say was all that energy that sits in that's in that energy center. Once we find that connection, right, and we eliminate all the toxins, and we eliminate all those low energy frequencies that are really just keeping us stuck, we unlock energy within us. We unlock parts of our energetic signature that we've never even experienced before, and we'll be able to experience things on different levels of, or I guess levels, I would say you get to experience things in different frequencies. So that gets into the multi-dimensional self and understanding ourselves as far grander than what we've been told in this 3D reality, right? That everything's just like this and everything is what you see and that's it. No, not at all. Actually, everything is within, like I said. And this is where you'll find out more who you actually are. We've been in this identity crisis for so long, and we're moving out of that. We're going to connect with our soul here. This is the key. You want to connect with your soul, right? Get to know who you really are. And our energetic body is so important to get to know and to get to understand. And so when we unlock that in the root center and in that first energy center, or lower dantian, if you want to call it that, then we start things moving up, and then the energy moves up to the heart, moves up to the head, all the way out. It can be such a powerful experience. And I think everybody out there should be getting in tune with themselves right now, getting your house in order, getting your ship in order. That's where we need to be all the time. And if you need any help with that, if I get help in any way, or answer any question, if I have the answer to a question, I will gladly answer it. You can always email me at awakenspanda@gmail.com. If you'd like to set up any sound sessions, any private sessions, or sound meditations for you and a few friends, or you, or whatever, if you feel drawn to me and you resonate with me, then I would love to work with you. You just got to reach out through email, awakenspanda@gmail.com, and I can give you more information from there. But yeah, let's tune in. Forget about what's happening out here so much. Start finding out what's happening in here. This is where we're going to level up. This is where we're going to rise up. It all starts here. We can't just fix all the things out here if we don't even understand that we're made up of energy and that we're responsible for all the things we consume. And we want to be deeper. We really want to get that subconscious mind. We want to listen. A house divided amongst itself will fall. They can't stand. No, we need to come into a harmony within our own minds, and then begin to create, because we are capable of that. And that's the beauty. That's the fun part that we get to, and that's the joy and the love, and man, so many good things to come. There really are. There really, really are. We're just clearing out a lot of shadows right now. So yeah, that's what it is. I'm not going to get too far into that, but I'd love to work with you if you want to work with me, and I wish you all well. And that's that. So get a water filter. Start there. It's the very first place to start. Clean that water out. All right. As within, so without. As above, so below. Love is truly all that is. One more thing. I also have a a new series coming up. It's going to be Pass the Mic, and I'm going to have many different individuals that I'll be interviewing and bringing on to talk to you guys about some different holistic ways to come into self, really, to connect with sacred, ancestral way, to connect with consciousness itself. That's it. We've heard all the other things forever. Now it's time to hear some new things, and to connect with that, and see where that takes you. Okay, I love you guys. Wish you well. Happy Independence Day coming up this weekend. May we all be independent and sovereign beings and stand up for that in ourselves and for other people. Be whole. You already are. So hold tight to that. All right. Peace. Bye.